The first time I listened to this artist's EP, At Ease, was in the car on a late night drive. And let me tell you, it's the type of music that makes you say, hold on, who is this? From producing beats to crafting lyrics, this artist is definitely making a name for himself with his own sound. Today, I'm thrilled to be sitting down with the multi-talented Mason Dean. Welcome, Mason.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So let's get started. So I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while because once I found out that you're a creative jack of all trades, I'm like, nah, I gotta speak to him. So you write, you produce, and you perform your own music with such finesse. What drives you to play so many roles, and how do you balance it all?
Well, I think when I was younger, I had the goal of wanting to be a songwriter. That was my main goal. And what went into that is that you need beats, you know? And I couldn't really find anybody to make beats for me because I was 14. And like, who wants to really work with a 14-year-old that nobody knows? So I got into teaching myself how to make beats. And I think once I taught myself how to do that, I was like, oh, I could teach myself how to edit videos, teach myself how to play instruments. If you really just take the time and you have the patience for it, you can make it happen. Yeah.
And I read somewhere that you started playing the piano at 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
what was that like?
Honestly, like, when I was a kid, it used to be rough because I did get bullied for it.
What?
When
for playing the piano?
Yeah, like back when I was in elementary school though, like, because at that time, it did look a little crazy when all the kids are like, why are you leaving so early? And I'm like, I gotta go take my piano lessons. Everybody playing dodgeball and stuff, like playing sports. And I gotta leave and be like, yeah, I'm about to go do this piano lesson. But I'm glad I stuck with it though, because over time,
it paid off.
It paid off, yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Okay, so talk to me about how growing up influenced your music. So you took piano lessons and what else?
I took piano lessons. I think a lot of kids, like, growing up had to play the recorder.
Oh my God, yes.
I used to have to play the recorder too.
In third grade?
Yeah, in third grade. That's exactly when I had to take those lessons, but that was by force. It wasn't like, you know,
everyone played the recorder.
Everybody had to play the recorder, so I was playing that. But other than that, I just took piano lessons, and I remember when I was 14 years old, I told my teacher, I was like, I don't want to play classical music anymore. I want to learn how to make beats. Then my piano lessons turned into like garage band lessons.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
And when did you start like rapping?
Around 13 or 14 years old. I remember I wrote my first song because this kid was trying to flirt with my girl.
What?
And then I wrote a diss track towards her. And like, I remember at this time because I printed it out on a CD. And I went to school with it, and I showed it to everybody at school, and they were like, yo, this shit's kind of cold. So I just stuck with it from then. I don't know. That's what got me into songwriting.
Somebody tried to take your girl.
Yeah, somebody tried to take my girl, and I was like, wait, I know how to handle this.
With my pen, period.
Get this pen working.
Period. Okay, so on your mom's reality show, According to Alex, your dad said, I feel like he has a future in this if he keeps going. It seems like your family has always had your back when it comes to your music journey. How have they supported your journey as an artist, and what impact has that had on your career?
Oh, well, my parents are the coolest people on the planet. Like, they're so hip into music, because they're in the 90s, they was in the clubs. So they're not too much older than me where they can't like have a good time with me or understand where I'm coming from in life. So they definitely always been a motivating factor to me in my life, showing me all types of music from the 80s, 90s, 70s, every era of music. Like, so they've always been an influence to me, and always been like a honest judge of my art, because who gonna keep it real other than your parents?
Period.
You know.
Okay, so let's talk about your first ever music video. It was filmed by photographer Timothy White.
Yeah.
Right? How did that go? Were you nervous?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's actually a crazy story, because I remember him telling me, like, he's like, I already got the whole treatment written out, and we're gonna shoot it all on the iPhone. And I'm like, bro, wait, we're gonna shoot on the iPhone? We're gonna shoot a whole music video on the iPhone? And this is like at a time before when the cameras wasn't like, they weren't the best. So I remember he had me like walk down Fairfax. Everybody, LA, y'all know Fairfax, Melrose. I'm walking down the street just rapping. Like, I was like, this is kind of odd. And then I had this dude just walking in front of me with the camera. I'm like, this is crazy, yo. This shit is crazy. Everybody was outside in the stores, like, trying to get in the video. But it was a crazy experience. it was a long ass day for sure.
Like hour-wise, how long?
Yeah, probably like 7 hours. And then we were just on the same street the whole time. So it was an experience though. It was cool.
That's dope. Okay, so he also helped you make your rap debut at an art show in 2017, right?
Yeah, you know everything.
Sure do. What was it like getting such exposure and collaborating with him so early in your career?
That was still to this day, one of my favorite shows ever. And that was the first show I ever did in New York too. So that was a crazy experience. My first interview I did that night. And it was good. Like, he had my back that night. He looked out for me, you know. So shout out to Timothy.
Shout out to Timothy.
Tim White.
Okay, so looking back,
Tim
White. Tim White, if you're seeing this, shout out to you.
Like, boy.
Okay, so looking back, how have you changed since then in regards to your artistry, both with sound and visually? Because you do sound different.
I think I really stopped caring as much and putting so much emphasis on my songwriting and just letting it flow from whatever's on my chest. Like, just let it out, get it out. Even with the production wise too, just experimenting with different sounds and trying to be different but give somebody the same similar feel of what they're listening to, but just trying to give more
in your own way.
In my own way, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you performed live at the rap debut in 2017. I'm sure that was kind of nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so do you ever get nervous, and is being on stage your ultimate creative outlet?
Yeah, I definitely say being on stage and being here for sure, because being on stage is, I can't even see people on stage. First of all, like when I'm up there, you can't even see people's faces except for just like that front row of people. So it doesn't really feel like I'm talking to a lot of people. It feels like I'm just on this stage by myself, and
everything is so bright.
Yeah, everything is so bright until the music stops, and then you hear the applause, and you're like, oh damn, shit, I'm in here with people right now. But
so you zone out.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Nice. Okay. Many artists dream of leaving their mark in unique ways. Do you have a vision for your legacy in music or beyond?
I think I do. I definitely do. But I'm keeping it to myself.
Ooh.
I'm keeping it to myself. I'm sorry, but I think because I think that if I'm holding on to it for myself and it's a vision that I have, then only I know the standard that I'm holding myself to. And no one else could tell me, oh, you came up short in this area of your life, because you don't know that. Because I wouldn't let you know what my goals is. Like, I'm trying to go somewhere though. I'm trying to get somewhere for sure.
And I think you will. So what about something along the lines of a Grammy or a Hollywood Walk of Fame star?
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's for the people to decide at that point. I'm just trying to make the best art that I can, inspire people the best way that I can, and just leave my mark with the music and the art that I leave on this planet. And let somebody else be the judge of whatever accolade or award they want to give me. They can give it to me. I'll be happy to put it up somewhere in the crib.
Nice. Okay. So I mentioned the Hollywood Walk of Fame star because are you familiar with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Someone you know has one of those?
Yeah.
Who?
My grandmother actually has.
Who's your grandma?
My grandmother's Whoopi Goldberg.
What?
Yeah, that's my grandmother, and she has a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Dope. Okay, so speaking of Whoopi Goldberg, what do we have here?
We got this Whoopi Prosecco available at whoopiprosecco.com, and it tastes really good. It's made with organic grapes.
Ooh.
You know.
So it's sweet.
Yeah, but I would drink that with like a pasta type of dish. You know what I mean? Like
Italian type
of vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have no pasta, but I'm gonna taste it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'll check. Cheers.
Wow. This is really good. And if you know me, I'm a sweet wine. I don't like the dry wine. This is right up my alley. Really good. And you know, only on the series, we only support Black owned. So shout out to Whoopi Prosecco. Y'all go shop this at whoopiprosecco.com. Support all Black owned businesses. All right. So let's talk about songwriting and production now. Okay. Your lyrics in Hyper, they hit pretty hard. So you say, quote, put too many hours in for this it to go unnoticed. So I'm hyper as double up on my luck.
Yeah.
What are those lyrics about?
I'm betting on myself. I put too many hours in, meaning like I'm in the studio all the time. I'm always working on something, writing something, producing something. So I feel like I put in so many hours that we gotta be noticed after a certain amount of time. And I'm doubling up on my luck. Like I'm betting on myself. I'm always betting on myself.
What would you say is your creative process like when it comes to writing and producing? From start to finish, like what do you do?
It starts with, I might have a voice memo or like a melody in my head and take a voice memo. And then I'll bounce it to myself right here and listen to it in the speakers a little bit and try to come up with a chord progression to that. And then after that, I do all my drums last. Like I like to make all my songs with all the lyrics on it with just the melodies.
Wow.
And then once I have like my pocket set with my lyrics, then I'll put the drums in, and then so that's always the last thing that I do. But songwriting wise, sometimes I'll just write in my notebook to no beat, and then other times I'll make a beat before and then just write to that.
That makes me wonder, right? Because maybe there is this, maybe it exists. I just don't know. But I went to school for journalism. Like that's how I know to be a journalist. Yeah. Can you go to school to be a producer? Like how did you teach yourself this stuff? I did go to school I didn't finish. That's okay.
I went to college called Musicians Institute in Hollywood. And I didn't really go to learn though, which is kind of crazy. I actually went to just meet people. Okay. Because I felt like the more people I met, then I would be motivated to want to learn more.
No, networking is important.
Yeah, networking is important, especially networking with people that like their strengths are your weaknesses. So like y'all counteract. I don't think that's the word.
Yeah, and teach you stuff.
They teach you, you learning things.
Okay.
You know, so I think, that and just being passionate and listening to music all the time and being like, how did this producer do that? Or how did this rapper do this? You know, and just trying to work at it.
So you would say you're pretty good at figuring things out?
Yeah, give me some time. Give me some time and I'll figure it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What would you say is your favorite part about the beat making process?
My favorite part about the beat making process is probably coming up with the chord progressions, because once I had the chord progressions, then I could go anywhere from there. Like I could start writing to it. I could start adding other melodies to it, add a bass to it. So I think once I had those chords set in stone, I'm like, let's go. We got something here. Yeah.
And how long would you say it usually takes you?
About 30 minutes, 20 minutes. If I'm like just putting something together, like an idea I have. But if I'm sitting there and taking the time and being like, all right, I want to build this beat all the way through, then about like 30 minutes. Yeah.
So that's pretty soon, pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
All right,
okay, all right. So let's talk about your EP At Ease. Now, first of all, why'd you name it that?
Cause I had to mentally tell myself like, yo, bro, take your time. Ooh. You know, stop making music that you think everybody else wants to hear, and really take the time to get to know yourself, but also be able to tell yourself like, chill and really take that time to get to know yourself. You're not in no rush. So the whole project was really I made it when I moved out here to the East Coast too. I was like, I'm here, I'm trying to figure out like the world out here and like how the vibes is out here, while also trying to figure out my sound. And I just like I said before, like you just stop caring so much and stop putting so much emphasis on everything and just like put down whatever comes to your mind. You know, so that's what that project was. It's like a whole bunch of scattered thoughts into one project.
Nice. Yeah. So you're from Cali, right? So how different would you say the West Coast vibe is compared to the East Coast?
Honestly, the only thing that's really different for me is the time zone.
Okay.
They both feel like home to me. I've been coming here for years. Like I have a lot of family that live in Jersey, and I have a lot of family that live in LA. So I've always been bi-coastal and going back and forth. So this is home to me. The only thing, the time difference is crazy. You know,
it's like 6 hours, right?
3 hours.
3 hours.
But them 3 hours, like if it's 5 o'clock here, it's only 2 p.m. over there. You can see that it makes a difference.
Yeah,
you know?
Especially with the daylight saving.
Yeah.
Okay. You opted not to collaborate with any artists on At Ease. Was that a deliberate choice?
No, it wasn't a deliberate choice. I just didn't know anybody at that time, like out here to collaborate with. Like I knew my family, but they don't make music, so it was, and it felt more like a personal project too. Because now I'm thinking about it, I think just figuring out myself and figuring out what sound I wanted to approach with. I was like, let me figure this out first before I start working with other people and start working with other artists. So that's I just wanted to just figure out what I was doing before I could start collabing. Now I'm open to collabs. Everybody.
You know what? I was listening to your EP at Ease, and Saint Zanzibar, my favorite song. I feel like it has like, I feel like the Migos, I mean, rest in peace, Takeoff. I feel like they would like smooth right on that track. Like,
hey, that would have been dope. That would be dope to have Offset or Quavo on there. What? Yeah.
So, if you could collaborate with any artist, like who's your dream artist to collab with?
Future.
Yeah. Why?
I just like my whole high school experience, like my middle school experience, high school experience, and now I listen to Future. Like he's been one of my favorite rappers, and his beats been always knocking, and his voice is dope too. So I love his music. I would love to collab with Future. You know?
All right, Future, you heard him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard him.
So, At Ease, in my opinion, has some standout tracks. So Zona has a dance vibe, while Green Angel and No Show showcase smooth beat transitions. What would you say is the story behind those changes?
Well, I knew it could be me being lazy because not real talk.
Honesty.
Yeah, not honest. I'm gonna be real because when I was writing those songs in particular, I didn't have a second verse. Like I didn't know what to write for my second verse. I was like, let me just change the song. I hope.
It was smooth though.
It was smooth. I was like, all right, if I do this right, then nobody's gonna like complain about it. And I'm gonna be like, where's the second verse at? And if people are like, where's the second verse? Then I just think, it makes you want more. You know, you want more from it. So, but all them transitions it had to be me just being lazy. Yeah.
Like the end of Green Angel, that song at the end, like I want that made into like a song.
Oh,
like
I mean, it's actually a song.
Oh,
it's a full song. You
didn't put it out yet?
Nah.
He need to put that out. Come on. What?
I will. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you got to put that out. You got to put that out. Okay. So those are all the questions for this interview. It's time for some fun. You ready to have some fun, Mason?
Yeah, let's get it.
Before we have some fun, I want to mention our sponsors, King's House of Fire, Westchester's premier dispensary located in Cortland Manor, New York, that is Black owned. They're sponsoring this episode, and I have some goodies for you.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So in this bag, I have some Brass Knuckles. It's a vape.
Okay, thank you so much.
And then also some flour by Platinum Reserve.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Platinum Reserves, Brass Knuckles. Thank you, guys. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Damn.
Shout out King's House of Fire. Now it's time for some fun. We are about to take it to the keyboard. Mason, you ready to make a beat?
Let's do it.
Listen, y'all, he said 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not going to time him.
Don't time me.
Not going to time him, but I'm just saying that's what he said. So let's go see what he does.
I did say that.